feel depression when you worry about your future before graduate?
The anxiety before graduation. Actually, this is not very new to me because when I graduated from my bachelor program, I have already experienced the same anxiety. And I thought through doing another master program, I may have less doubt and less confusion with graduation approaching. But now it seems like it's not like that. And for right now, I'm already in the process of graduation. So, like by the end of June, if everything goes on well, I normally should have graduated. But for right now, the biggest thing for me, the future career is not certain yet. And I guess it could be like a common phenomenon for all the students because like what we have learned in university, what we have learned from our courses are not very easy to put into practice directly. And also because of that, it is less likely for us to have a like satisfying future career path. And what's even worse, with the pandemic going on right now, some of us may not even be able to get internship. But the internship is quite essential for the students to evaluate what they have learned and to decide their future career path actually. So, like for right now, many students are struggling with this kind of anxiety before graduation, and unfortunately, I'm also one of them. And like for right now, I'm lucky enough to get an internship, but still because of this pandemic, I cannot really do that in person. So this is also one of the source of my graduation anxiety. And what's even worse, for right now, I'm studying in a country where English is not the official language. So for students like me, the ability of speaking their local language is also very important because we don't have sufficient ability to speak properly and fluently. It's also less likely for us to get a position here. And aside from all of those, the policy is also very important. So I guess it also contributes to our anxiety.
Of course, I'm already so worried about the future in my career. I've already started planning out what master's degrees I should apply for, or if that's even the right decision. I guess I'm always so worried, is this right for me? Am I going to be okay in the future? And I think the internet doesn't help that either. Just recently, I saw a lot of tweets saying, well, I got a master's degree, it's the worst decision of my life. And I've applied for 300 jobs and I haven't got a call back from any of them. So stuff like that is put into your head. I always wonder, am I doing the right thing? Stuff like that kind of makes you worried. I had depression for most of school back home. And I was really unhappy in the situation that I was in and where I was living. I wanted to see more. And I think that depression kind of pushed me to come over here and move countries and experience a new life because I wanted to get out of that. I wanted to experience something new. And honestly, as dark as that time was, I think light came from it and a good experience because it was really what motivated me to get out of it.
What do you think the reason causes many students feel depression before they graduate?
I guess many factors. As of now, of course, the pandemic has made it so much harder for everyone in finding jobs. And even if you do find a job, it'll likely maybe be online, and that doesn't work for everyone. So that's a worrying factor. And in non-pandemic times, there's still so many different degrees that you get are very competitive. So you can do great in university, have the highest marks, but still, if you don't have the right connections, you still may not land a job. Also, some people's job may experience this depression and worry from other people saying like, oh, you've got a philosophy degree or you've got a drama degree. What are you going to do with that? Because I've heard people say that to others. So that definitely doesn't ease the mind.
When students are about to graduate but feeling not ready for starting a job, also feeling disoriented, what do you think that might help them, or do you have any suggestions for what they should do at that time?
Okay, so I felt very similar when I was about to graduate, when I was like 22, my senior year of college. And when I think about it now, it was such a stupid thing for me to worry because first of all, it's very unproductive. What did I know? I didn't know anything. Like, I didn't know what my first job would be, my second job, third job. I didn't know how the world would change. I didn't know anything. All I was doing was driving myself crazy because I didn't know what was going to happen. But I mean, you can keep worrying about that for like 100 hours and nothing is going to change. So I was really depressed. I mean, like, I was surprised that you used the word depressed because I was like literally like, I wouldn't go out of my room, my dorm room. I was like, oh my God, I haven't figured anything out. All my friends are doing great. And they weren't, by the way, they just got the first job. And I didn't know what to do at that point, but I think everybody goes through that. It's very understandable. It's scary. You think that first job means so much and it really doesn't. You're probably going to leave after like 2 years. So that first step is important, but you really just have to take it. And then you see how it goes. Otherwise, it's like analysis paralysis, and then nothing gets done. It's like a downhill from there. So you really just have to just gotta do it. I think it's a very important time. It's a very fun time, and you should look at it as an opportunity, not as some kind of crazy change that's going to harm you, because you're just going to grow no matter what you face in life. So I think just be optimistic and just take your first step. You really have to go through that period because that's where you learn the most. So yeah.
So what if they don't want to do the kind of job related to what the major was in college? And do you have any advice about what they should do?
I have a great advice. This is exactly what happened to me when I was 25, 26. It happened to me a bunch of times. So I studied business in school, and now I'm doing something completely unrelated to business administration or Japanese. I've learned all those things basically so I can put it on my resume and then I could get my first job. And the thing is, the world is changing faster than ever. So like I graduated in 2011, and that's like 10 years ago. So the world is a very different place from when I thought I was doing everything right. Like everybody else, all my peers, all my friends who thought that getting into IBM or getting into Boston Consulting Group was the best thing, they don't think that anymore. That's dinosaur old news. So you really have to change with what's going on with the world, and you have to change because you are always growing. You're not the same person you were when you were 18, 22. And you really have to take that into account and don't be afraid to change. Like whatever you studied, it doesn't matter. That was just for you, and you have to change with the times.